Good day and welcome to another fine episode of Diving with Don. I'm going to focus again on the Nanoose Critters. I'm sorry I haven't been doing many dive videos lately. I've been doing a lot of quilting. You may have seen some of the quilting with Don. Nevertheless, let's get on with the critters. And this little guy is so cute. It's the first time I see a baby octopus. Baby octopus, doot 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 doot, baby octopus. He couldn't have been more than a good 2 to 3 centimeters, a good inch across his body. So tiny. And he's just moving along. I love his colors. You can see to the right of him, there's a little hermit crab that gets knocked over. Here's a great picture. You can see the detail better in the picture than you can in the in the video. The majestic Puget Sound king crab. These guys are amazing. Their colors are brilliant orange and the blue. The details, the texture. I love these guys. They're so fun to come across. We come across them maybe once every 2 or 3 dives. So they're fairly common. Here's a great head shot, head on, where you can see his 2 little eyes and then his mouth feelers. Here's a side shot where you get to see how big the claws are. Amazing. Oh, these guys are so wonderful to see. And you see them in all terrain at all depths. A regular orange peel nudibranch, cute little guy. And one of my favorites, the giant Pacific nudibranch. These guys are great. This one here is just cruising along the bottom. There's a bit of water action, but that's mostly him, actually. Just moving along. They're like big slugs. The traditional classic anemone. Some of the reddish orange ones and the white ones. That was a neat shot. Another frilly one. I couldn't tell you what it is, but I just like that shot head on. If you touch the center of it, they'll fold in on you. Another nudibranch and an orange puffball and another little hermit crab up to the right. This is a rose star. You don't see many of these, but when you do see them, they're pretty cool. So you grab a photo of them. The giant sunflower star. They're coming back. There was a blight on them a while back. This is an encrusting type of sponge, I do believe. You don't see this very often either, but it's a cool critter. Love these crimson, or these tialias. Now, you may recognize this guy from other videos. That's Gramps. Our pet wolf eel. I use the term loosely, but he is so comfortable and familiar with divers. This is one of my dive buddies. I think it's Pat trying to entice him out. Say, come on, here's a treat. And Gramps says, nah, that's not an urchin. And now there's Gramps and his paramour, Mrs. Gramps. That's what we call her. So they're in the den together at this time. They hang out quite often. Now here's Mrs. Gramps saying, well, I'm not so sure about these divers, but Gramps is used to this. He's right in there. And in fact, you see, he's getting fed and he's quite happy with this. And he lets you pet him. He's quite okay with it. There we go. Little stroke on the head. See, look at that. And then there's the Mrs. Gramps, and we give her a piece of food, and she snarfles it. Now this is not Gramps or Mrs. Gramps. This is another wolf eel. This one's at Madrona Point. And I was out diving there today, in fact, and we saw 4 wolf eels. So they're around. I think this little guy was at Wall Beach. Not positive, but you often find wolf eels around Nanoose Bay. But you can see the variety of colors and the looks of them. Now, I love this head-on shot of this wolf eel. I don't think it's Gramps, but look at how he just pops right out there. That's a great photo. Now, ubiquitous lingcod. You see these guys everywhere. They're the cruisers. They can get quite large, but these ones are a little on the smaller side. Now this is a female kelp greenling. She's swimming away from what, you may ask? Give it a second. She's swimming away from this male kelp greenling. This is an Irish lord, a type of sculpin. They're really cool fish, very colorful. Here we have a black rockfish. Not as common in this area. You get a lot of the red rockfish. Not many of the blacks. I think this guy is a decorator crab. He looks like a giant fuzzy spider, but it's a crab. Look at him. I found him at night during a night dive, and he was not more than maybe 3 inches across, max. Another little hermit crab. They're so cute. And I'm getting to one of my favorite guys at Madrona Point, the decorated war bonnet. They're actually quite long, but all we usually see is their head, like this little guy here. And that's it. Oh, it is so cute. Yeah, that hole may be an inch across. So I hope you enjoyed this latest episode of Diving with Don. Not a lot to see. Been doing a lot of other things, but there you go. I didn't want to keep anyone waiting too long. You guys have a great one.